All right, here we go. We're just gonna dive into the transfer market. Only this list is only for the official transfer market already. This isn't the rumor list. There's a different list for rumors, but this is what's already been done. Some of what's already been done. I didn't get the whole page, but we're gonna focus on some of the key players that have moved from team to team. Marcus Thuram, who was super linked with Paris Saint Germain, also with AC Milan. Out of nowhere, he ended up signing for Inter Milan. Inter Milan was not even in the picture the whole time. We thought he was going to be either Paris or AC Milan. I really thought his agent was trying to jack the price off. I really thought he was going to AC Milan, and I thought they were just using PSG, as many players, many agents do these days. They're gonna, pretend that they're talking to a different team just to depress and go up. But he ended up going another place, neither Paris nor AC Milan. He ended up with Inter Milan, which was the last runner up in the Champions League this season. I think that's a big move for Marcus Thuram. Do I see him? I think he fits better at Inter Milan than he did at AC Milan. When it was linked to AC Milan, I didn't really understand the situation because he's a striker, but really he likes to play from the wing. He comes across from the wing, like in the left wing sometimes. So I know that's Rafael Leao's wings, especially now that he just signed a big contract with AC Milan and he changed his jersey number. I didn't think Marcus Thuram was going to be like a out and out number 9. I think they're trying to find a Giroud replacement. Now maybe there'll be Marcus Thuram, but he's not much of an actual Olivier Giroud type number 9. But he's a good player. He defends too, and he's box to box. That's pretty good. Next, Mateo Kovacic is going from Chelsea to Manchester City. I think this is the perfect replacement for Ilkay Gundogan, who's actually next to him. Gundogan went from City to Barcelona. So is Kovacic a fit for Guardiola? I think yes. Croatia has a plethora of midfielders so talented. The Modric, Kovacic, Brozovic. The whole squad of midfield is perfect. I think Kovacic fits perfectly. Now he's 29. I think he signed a 4-year contract, 35 million euros. I don't think he's gonna stay there for the whole time until he's like 33. He could, but Guardiola doesn't really like having old midfielder in his roster, anyways. But Kovacic is perfect. He's box to box. He's a better defensive midfielder than Gundogan is. He's a little better than Gundogan, and also the ball on his feet is as good as Gundogan. So Kovacic is the perfect replacement coming from Chelsea. How does City let their captain go for a free transfer to FC Barcelona? Now I know Gundogan wanted to go there, but at least City could have signed him and then get a little penny or two for him to go to Manchester City. But Gundogan did it. He left the armband. I don't know who's going to get it. Perhaps Kevin De Bruyne. I'm pretty sure. It's either going to be De Bruyne or one of the guys that have been there for a long time. Could it be Rodri? Would Guardiola give the armband to Rodri over De Bruyne? We'll see. But nonetheless, Gundogan is gone to Barcelona. And then Kalidou Koulibaly, the central defender, the Senegalese defender, left Chelsea to Al Hilal over there in Saudi Arabia. 25 million euro transfer. Sergio Busquets, of course, as predicted, Messi is going to get his friend to join him. He left Barcelona on a free to go to Inter Miami, where he's going to join his buddy, Lionel Messi. Maybe Jordi Alba might join, or some other player that Messi is really friend with. Some of them they're going to get to play with Inter Miami because Messi liked having his guys with him. Justin Kluivert is not a big signing, left AS Roma to Bournemouth. Ruben Neves, that was a big one people were talking about. He's only like 26. He left Wolverhampton to go to Al Hilal. That was a big topic of discussion because he's only 26. So far, there have been players like Karim Benzema. He's finishing his career. Cristiano Ronaldo also. Now, Koulibaly was he can still have a bunch of years in Europe, but because the season he had, I'm guessing it was just a money move, to be honest. Also, Busquets going to the MLS, but Ruben Neves is like 26. For him to leave Wolverhampton to go to Al Hilal, knowing that the European Championship is in June next year, that's a big risk. Now, of course, he's going to make way more money, probably times 10, whatever he was making at Wolf, but people thought it was only old player going to Saudi Arabia. But the Saudis, they're not playing. They're getting everybody, anyone they can, old or young. They're trying to get their league on the map. They're trying to put the league on the map, and this is a really great signing to have Ruben Neves leaving Wolf. He was linked to Barcelona. For him to not go to Barcelona and end up at Al Hilal, a 26-year-old, knowing that the Euros is coming up next summer, it's a big thing. Also, who else is a big one? Rafael Guerrero left Borussia Dortmund. He's been at Dortmund like forever. He left on a free and joined Bayern Munich. Thomas Tuchel knows him. That was his guy when he was at Dortmund back in the days. And Tuchel trusted him, and you know Tuchel like to have a bunch of players in the same position. So he's going to be him and Alphonso Davies and that left flank. Also, he can play midfielder, Rafael Guerrero. Arkadiusz Milik, finally, Juve was hesitating to get him, but there was a lot of talk between Marseille and Juve. He finally get to Juventus, 6.3 million euros. Dika, I like him. I'm not going to talk too much about him, but I like him. He's the guy people should look for. He's a very great central defender. He's tall, he's strong, and he's super pacey for a central defender. Left end transfer for AS Roma. He's going to be talked about unless he gets majorly injured. He's a very, very good defender. N'Golo Kante also left Chelsea. He's going to join, like I said, Karim Benzema. I already made a video of it before. He left on a free transfer. He's going to multiply his earnings by 10. Going to Al Ittihad is going to join Karim Benzema, like I said. Christopher Nkunku, that one had been sealed way back in January, but it's now official that he's left RB Leipzig and going to go to Chelsea. I think he's one of the perfect type of player Chelsea can get. I think Chelsea has been trying to get a player like him for like the past 5 years. I think they got Kai Havertz to try to play that role. Also, even the Hakim Ziyech. Also, specifically, what's his name? Joao Felix. So, Joao Felix and Kai Havertz are pretty much the same role as Nkunku. Nkunku is a fearless attacking midfielder who can play as a false 9 or as a second number 9. Sometimes he's played even 9. This season, he finished best scorer in the Bundesliga, and knowing he even missed a lot of games in the season, he was injured for a lot, but he still finished top scorer in the Bundesliga. Tells you a lot about Christopher Nkunku. He's a very good player, and he's, like I said, fearless. Also, Jose Lu signed from Espanyol. That's the big one people are talking about. He's old, at 34 years old, I think. He's a Benzema replacement so far at Real Madrid. We see he's on the loan though, but we are gonna see. But we see if he's gonna fit Real Madrid style. But they only need him for us realistically 1 season until the Brazilian wonder kid is ready for next season, I think. Also, Kulusevski, of course, was on loan from Juve to Tottenham. Finally, Tottenham signed his deal, 30 million euros. And that's pretty much all the official transfers. Like I say, also I've done a previous video with the Benzema one, or the very early ones. And these are the latest, I'll say, the sign. Now, the rumors. As far as the rumors, we have Harry Kane is, being talked about he was linked to Real Madrid, but Real Madrid decided to get Jose Lu until they can get an actual number 9, maybe Mbappe next season. I think that's the plan, or even this season. Speaking of Mbappe might be on the move this summer. I know Mbappe is playing, and his agent were to see his contract ending in PSG next season and go for a free transfer to Real Madrid. But PSG, since Mbappe released his letter saying he's not going to resign with Paris anyways, PSG has been pushing him to make a choice. Either you resign or we sell to anyone who's going to give the money. PSG is asking 200 or 250 million euros for Kylian Mbappe. Real Madrid is not willing to pay that money because they feel like Mbappe is coming next season for free anyway. Why would they make such a big purchase when he can come for free next season? The problem is, if Paris wants to sell him, I've already heard Liverpool might want to be involved in that deal. I don't think Liverpool has the money. They probably do have the money, but I don't think Liverpool is going to pull that trigger knowing that they're not in Mbappe's plan whatsoever. Like, would you sign a player that I've never even talked about joining your team, a player who's pretty much like zeroing into Real Madrid? Like, would you sign a player who's not going to be happy playing for Liverpool? Also, Manchester United was rumored, but I think those are just smokescreen for Real Madrid to up the price. I think that's PSG leaking these stories so that Real Madrid can feel the pressure and trying to pull the trigger on Mbappe. I don't really see Liverpool. First of all, they're not playing the Champions League this coming season, so why would Mbappe even go there in the first place? United is not viable for Mbappe. Now, I know the Qatari about to purchase Manchester United. If they do, then it could be viable, but I still think that's PSG leaking those stories so that Real Madrid can be on a rush. So to put pressure on Mbappe to make up his mind, and for Real Madrid not to just peacefully wait until next year, because a lot of things can change next season. Who's to say Mbappe is not going to resign with Paris? Who's to say another team might not pay that money? So I think that's probably PSG leaking those stories for Real Madrid to make a move. Also, Harry Kane is linked to Bayern Munich now. Like I said, he was linked to Real Madrid. But Real Madrid got that Jose Lu. I think it might end up, we did hear from himself saying he would prefer Bayern Munich. So Bayern Munich is, I think, it's the perfect place for him anyways. The style of play, but I don't even think it fits Real Madrid as much as it fits Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich is literally the team. If you're a number 9 type like Harry Kane is, Bayern Munich is a place to be. Like, they have all the wingers you want, and they're used to playing a style of play with the wingers and the number 9, and they have Lewandowski, they used to have Mario Gomez, they used to have Pizarro. Bayern Munich has a tradition of having a number 9 who's going to be prolific, and a bunch of wingers and midfielder play. Everybody plays for you. Also, I forgot Sadio Mane. So, yeah, I think that's the best place for him to land. I don't hear him seeing Manchester United. He could. Maybe that's just him putting, trying to up his price. But I think as far as fit, I think Harry Kane fits way better at Bayern Munich than he does at Manchester United. Also, I think there's also rumor PSG want him. Honestly, it doesn't fit at PSG. Harry Kane is a player that likes to be the center of attention. He takes all the penalties. If he comes to PSG, that's Mbappe's team. Mbappe takes all the penalties, and he's the center of attention. Where Harry Kane, for his whole career at Tottenham, he's been the man. When if he goes to Bayern Munich, he's definitely going to be the man because they don't have a number 9. The number 9 since Lewandowski left have been Maxim Choupo-Moting, who's done a great job, but who's not going to be. Harry Kane is going to go over there with a different status if he goes there. But Bayern Munich offered 70 million to Tottenham. I believe Tottenham, or they're going to offer 70 million. Tottenham has already refused a 70 million deal. They're trying to get 100 million for a guy who's 29 years old. I don't know if Bayern Munich is going to do it, but now that Harry Kane himself saying that he can see himself at Bayern Munich, maybe that will help the price go a little low for Bayern Munich, but Tottenham wants 100 mil. Also, Marco Verratti, the Saudi met with him. They're still meeting with him really in Paris. They made a trip from Saudi Arabia to Paris, and they are in talk with Marco Verratti, trying to offer him a super huge contract to join their league. If I was Paris, to be honest, as much as I love Verratti, to me he's one of the top midfielder in Europe. He's 30. I think if I was Paris, if the money's right, I'll let him go and start over with young midfielder. Also, but Verratti, like I said, the Euros in June. So I know the only one so far who didn't sign after being offered a huge contract was Luka Modric. He just re-signed with Real Madrid for a year. Now, whether he was using the leverage, the Saudi leverage to get more money from Real Madrid or not. But everybody else so far that they've targeted, also Lukaku. Lukaku also has so far refused a huge offer. He's still in talk with the Saudis, but he has so far refused a big offer. But officially, only Modric has said no to the Saudis so far. But we'll see how that unfolds. That's my really quick transfer update. We got the official list. I'll show over here. Again, Marcus Thuram went from Mönchengladbach to Inter Milan. Mateo Kovacic left Chelsea to City. Gundogan left City to Chelsea. Koulibaly is gone to Al Hilal. Busquets Inter Miami. Ruben Neves, the big one, went to Al Hilal. Also, Rafael Guerrero left his club of forever, Borussia Dortmund, to join Bayern Munich, the arch rival. Arkadiusz Milik finally signed with Juve. Ndicka is a player I like. It's not a big move, but he's a huge player. I think he's going to make a difference for AS Roma, as I like him a lot. He's pacey, strong, and he's hard to pass and to dribble. Also, N'Golo Kante left Chelsea to Al Ittihad, joined Karim Benzema. Christopher Nkunku from RB Leipzig to Chelsea. And also Kulusevski finally signing a deal with Tottenham Hotspur. And then, yeah, that's it for me for the transfer rumor. I'm going to give you this update as I see the news and the news unfold. And yeah, let me know of these, which one shocks you the most, which one shocked you the least. If you were Gundogan, would you go to Barcelona? Barcelona needs to go on a big rebuild mode. I don't know why even getting a 30 plus year old midfielder for Xavi. I know Xavi really loves him, but I would have thought he probably should have went back to Dortmund to finish his career. But I guess he wanted to play for Barcelona. Anyways, let me know which of the guy in the list here do you like the best transfer so far, and I'll see you guys on the next one.